Hello, my name's Phil and welcome back to another episode of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges. And today we're at the Martins Mill Covered Bridge, which is in Hartland. So hello, I'm going to hold the microphone quite near. We've got a raging river down below, and we've also got Route 91 roaring past behind me. So, welcome to another bunch of videos I'm going to film today. I started off the last time I went out videoing in the south of the Windsor County. That was 6 bridges. So there are 7 bridges left to film, and I'm probably going to do 5 today. Now, I've had to sort of do a quick rush job today because it's been raining all week, and it's going to be raining all weekend. Today was the only window. I've just done a double shift at work, 2 hours sleep, and here I am out on the road. So again, I'm in the land of the unknown. I've not been to these bridges before. There's been a lot of rain, as I've just mentioned, so that means a lot of water. It may mean that 1 or 2 bridges I have to give a miss going down into the water. We're just going to have to see, but you know me, I'll try my best. As I said, it's been about 6 or 7 weeks since I was last out filming in south of the county of Windsor. So what's new? What's happened since then? Well, weather-wise, there's a new order in town. There was just the last remnants of that white stuff, the snow, around. But in those 5-6 weeks, as you can see, everything's gone green. That's been the main change. So the Martins Mill Bridge, which is also known as the Martinsville Bridge, was built in 1881, and our friend J. Tasker designed this, and he built 4 of the last 6 bridges that I've been to. So he was clearly, he was a New Hampshire man, but he was clearly prolific in building new covered bridges in this part of Vermont. So when the bridge was built, the river, which we're going to go to in a short while, was used to power lots of sources of energy. There was a grist mill down here, there was a sawmill, lots of other forms of businesses. And we're talking here from the early 1800s to the mid 1900s. So we passed a lot of houses coming down here. So it was a big source of employment in this little industrial area. So clearly in its time, it was a very popular bridge and busy bridge because it carried people living locally over the river and into the mills. Although there's one such remains of one of the businesses that is here, obviously covered in graffiti as it always is. And you can see this right behind me now. Whatever that used to be. And the bridge took its name from a group of connected families who all shared the last name, the Martins, hence the Martinsville and the Martin Covered Bridge. So what about the bridge itself? Well, it's 136 feet long, and I'm sure, as you know by now, you can work out that it's a town lattice style bridge. The bridge itself has remained relatively untouched. Some bracing was added under the bridge, and the abutments, as we'll see when we get down there, have obviously been capped with concrete. In order to give the bridge more lateral strength, steel cables have been attached. The portals don't quite line up to each other square, but despite this, Martinsville Bridge is a beautifully well-built bridge that's hidden away in the trees. Again, more evidence here of an industrial past, and of course a lot of empty cans of beer. right next to this beautiful waterfall. Now, had it come about 3-4 weeks ago, without the green, you'd have had a better view. But I am going to go and try and get down there as best I can. I'm assuming it was purposely designed, but these rocks have made a fantastic staircase to the bottom of the river and to underneath the bridge above me. Here I am, right at the bottom of the gorge. It's like a bit of a weir here. Or is it stepping stones? And there's the bridge. I'm not going to go in. I've got my waders with me, but I'm not wearing them at the moment. I don't fancy this. I actually fancy it on the other side. That's all sand. But I don't fancy it from this side. I'm going to see if I can get further around and underneath the bridge. So I crossed over to the other side, and hey, guess what? I'm underneath the bridge. I just thought it was a better chance of getting underneath it on this side. Actually, I think both sides are easy to get to if you're that inclined. It's not often. I mean, we all come here because we're all watching these videos because we love the covered bridges, but sometimes is the river below it of even more beauty, and that's for each and every one of us to discuss amongst ourselves. But as I've said, I think I even said it in the introduction, without these magnificent watercourses, then these equally magnificent bridges wouldn't be here. And as I get to the bottom, there's even a nice little small tributary heading into the river and down into that tunnel. It's a great sight being down here. And right at the foot of the river, there's a small culvert. That's some kind of abutment holding all that up. Obviously concreted at the top. That's some fine stonework. And I hope it holds. especially while I'm stood here. I think I made the right decision in not putting the waders on because you're quite treacherous down there, but I don't care. I've made it down here, and I'm just so glad I did, and I'm just so glad I'm able to bring it to you because I dare say not many of you would take the risk. But this is amazing. It's fantastic. You know, it is. It really is. So I just Googled it because I wasn't sure. I know that the Chiselville Bridge in Sunderland, which we covered in episode 7, that's the second highest elevated bridge from the riverbed in Vermont. And I'll just double check to see if this was the highest because I couldn't remember. It isn't. I won't tell you which one it is because that ruins it for when we do get there. Well, I thought I'm not going to come all this way and not come and take a look from the other side, at the other abutment. And that's the base of the abutment where I was before. So this is the end of the video here, the Martins Mill covered bridge. Again, I'm sort of going to apologise. I know some of you, it's all about the bridges, and that's fine. For me, it's about both. And that down there was something special. Yeah, and probably about 4 cars in all the time I was here passed it by. So it's very, very quiet. Yeah, completely right next to I-91. Another few days, you probably won't even see it from 91 because the trees, the leaves will just cover it. But yeah, once again, many thanks to the Vermont Covered Bridge Society. Tremendous help, tremendous support. Again, please, I urge, check the website out, and it's $16 a year to become a member. So that's it from me. I'm sad to, I could have stayed here all day. Could have bought a picnic and just sat by the river and yeah. So, but I've got another 4 bridges to go. I made the right decision not to put the waders on. I think I would have struggled to get down there with the waders on, but I'm glad I did it. So I'll see you next week in another video. Goodbye.